quiet, I hear you call. In my weakness, you are all. Jesus, when I feel alone, you remind me I'm your own. In the dark, you light the flame, you calm the wind, you still the rain. Jesus, hold me close tonight, wrap me in your endless light. When I tremble, when I fall, be the strength within it all. Through the tears and through the fight, Jesus, hold me close tonight. When the world is loud and wild, you speak peace into your child. When I drift, you pull me near. You speak love, and I can hear. Jesus, hold me close tonight, wrap me in your endless light. When I tremble, when I fall, be the strength within it all. Through the tears and through the fight, Jesus, hold me close tonight. You're the whisper in the storm. You're the fire keeping me warm. I'll never run, I'll never hide. You're always standing by my side. Jesus, hold me close. Jesus, hold me close tonight, wrap me in your endless light. When I tremble, when I fall, be the strength within it all. Through the tears and through the fight, Jesus, hold me close tonight. Hold me close. In the quiet, I hear you call. In my weakness, you are all. Jesus, when I feel alone, you remind me I'm your own. In the dark, you light the flame. You calm the wind, you still the rain. Jesus, hold me close tonight. Wrap me in your endless light. When I tremble, when I fall, be the strength within it all. Through the tears and through the fight, Jesus, hold me close tonight. When the world is loud and wild, you speak peace into your child. When I drift, you pull me near. You speak love, and I can hear. You're the whisper in the storm. You're the fire keeping me warm. I'll never run, I'll never hide. You're always standing by my side. Jesus, hold me close tonight. Wrap me in your endless light. When I tremble, when I fall, be the strength within it all. Through the tears and through the fight, Jesus, hold me close tonight. Jesus, hold me. Jesus, hold me close tonight. Wrap me in your endless light. When I tremble, when I fall, be the strength within it all. Through the tears and through the fight, Jesus, hold me close tonight. Jesus, hold me close. Soft wind, distant thunder, then a rising piano, a feeling of hope breaking through the darkness. I've walked through nights where every step felt hollow under me, where echoes of the worry stole the breath from what I'd be. I carried silent battles, the kind no one could see, and prayed for just a flicker of the peace that sets us free. The rain kept falling harder, the waves grew high and wild, but in the roar of chaos, I heard you say, my child, you're never lost or broken, no matter how you feel. My love still holds the oceans, my love is strong and real. And even when the lightning tried to tear my hope apart, your presence stood around me like a shield around my heart. Love beyond the storm, greater than the wind. Love beyond the storm, where faith begins again. When troubles rise like mountains and fear becomes my song, your I felt the weight of questions, the ache of the unknown. But even in the shadows, I was never on my own. You stood beside my weakness, you fought for me with grace. You turned my trembling footsteps into a steady place. The storm may roar around me, but peace stays in my soul. For you have walked the waters, and you're in complete control. So when the night grows louder, I lift my eyes again. Your love becomes the banner that covers every pain. You calm the raging waters, you whisper to my fear. You speak a word of comfort, and suddenly you're near. Love beyond the storm, greater than the wind. Love beyond the storm, where faith begins again. When troubles rise like mountains and fear becomes my song, your love becomes the lighthouse that keeps my soul strong. Love beyond the storm, steady through the night. Love beyond the storm, leading by your light. No thunder can shake me, no darkness can harm, for Jesus is the love beyond the storm. So here I stand, unshaken, a witness to your grace. For every storm I've weathered has brought me to this place. Your love has always found me, your peace has always stayed. And even in the tempest, my heart will not be swayed. Love beyond the storm, greater than the wind. Love beyond the storm, where faith begins again. When fear shouts in the darkness and tries to take control, your love still speaks salvation. It anchors all my soul. Love beyond the storm, forever I will stand. Love beyond the storm, held within your haze may rise around me, but I am safe and warm, for Jesus is the love beyond the storm. Wind comes, strings hum softly. Love beyond the storm, you are my peace. Softer crystal swell, a quiet heartbeat rhythm, a sense of gratitude rising like morning light. Every dawn I wake to mercy, every sunrise sings your name. A whisper through my window that nothing stays the same. You take my weary heartbeat and fill it with new grace. You lift my tired spirit and warm this fragile place. I used to chase the shadows, I used to fear the night, but now I walk in freedom, held gently by your light. And even when I stumble, when my courage seems to break, your love becomes a healing in every breath I take. You don't ask for perfection, you don't measure as the world. You love with open kindness, a banner ever unfurled. Love in every breath I take, you're the song inside my chest. loving every breath I take, the reason I am blessed. When my strength is fading and hope begins to shake, your love becomes the fire in every breath I take, loving every breath I take, steady like the dawn, loving every breath I take, leading me along. Jesus, you are with me no matter what I face. Your love is in each moment and every breath I take. I've walked through broken seasons where silence filled my soul, where prayers felt like whispers that never made me whole. But in those heavy hours when all felt lost inside, you wrapped me in your presence and never left my side. You cleaned my wounded heartstrings, you tuned them back to praise. You turned my restless spirit into songs of better days. So now I stand in wonder, my life no more opaque. Your love shines like a lantern in every breath I take. You calm my racing questions, you soothe my deepest fears. You write new hope within me through all my changing years. Loving every breath I take, you're the song inside my chest. Loving every breath I take, the reason I am blessed. When my strength is fading and hope begins to shake, your love becomes the fire in every breath I take, loving every breath I take, steady like the dawn, loving every breath I take, leading me along. Jesus, you are with me no matter what I face. Your love is in each moment and every breath I take. So if the world grows darker, if storms begin to rise, I'll breathe the truth you've spoken, your love forever guides. My heart beats with a purpose, my lungs are filled with praise, for every breath is borrowed and given by your grace. Loving every breath I take, you're the song inside my chest. Loving every breath I take, the reason I am blessed. When my strength is fading and hope begins to shake, your love becomes the fire in every breath I take, loving every breath I take, steady like the dawn, loving every breath I take, forever leading on. Jesus, you are faithful, your mercy never breaks, your love will be forever in every breath I take. Every breath I take, your love remains. Gentle acoustic guitar, soft organ undercurrent. A new day breaks, light spills through the window. I woke to the whisper of heaven on my face, a gentle hand that called me to leave my hiding place. The darkness tried to hold me, the night had told a lie, but morning came with mercy and wiped the tear from my eye. You painted dawn with laughter, you chased the restless night, Your touch became my compass, love in the morning light. And every breath is new, every heartbeat calls your name. You pull me from the ruins, you set my soul aflame. Love in the morning light, when shadows fall away. Love in the morning light, you make my spirit sing. All fears are small, all burdens cease. Your goodness leads me right. Oh, I will stand and say I'm held in love in the morning light. I walk the streets of sorrow with heaviness and shame. Found strangers with closed doors, but I saw you all the same. You met me in the doorway, you fed my hungry heart. You gave me songs of freedom and a brand new start. The city breathed your mercy, the sunrise touched the fight. And every step I'm taking is held in morning light. Your faithful hands restore, your kindness never ends. You turn our losses into songs that heaven sends. Love in the morning light, when shadows fall away. Love in the morning light, you make my spirit sing. All fears are small, all burdens cease. Your goodness leads me right. Oh, I will stand and say I'm held in love in the morning light. Lift up your faces, look where hope has come alive. No more running from the past, we rise, we rise. The sun that heals the broken is the very hand of grace. We walk into tomorrow with laughter on our face. Love in the morning light, when shadows fall away. Love in the morning light, you make my spirit sing. All fears are small, all burdens cease. Your goodness leads me right. Oh, I will stand and say I'm held in love in the morning light. Oh, soft choir hums as the instruments close. Love in the morning light, you make my spirit sing. You make my spirit sing. Quiet heartbeat rhythm, quiet heartbeat rhythm. Then the voices come in like a prayer, being sung through tears. I searched the world for comfort, for something that felt real, for hands that wouldn't tremble, for wounds that time could heal. I tried to hide my weakness, afraid to show my pain, but in the calm of stillness I heard you call my name. You didn't judge my failures, you didn't walk away. You stood with holy patience when I had gone astray. And in that gentle moment I finally realized everything I've longed for lies in your loving eyes. The world can be so heavy, my heart can break in two, but every time I look I see your love shine through.
Love in your eyes, Jesus.
Deeper than the sea.
Love in your eyes, Jesus.
Reaching out to me. A grace that never falters, a peace that never dies. I'm safe within the promise I see in your eyes. Love in your eyes, Jesus, strong and truly kind.
Love in your eyes, Jesus.
Healing heart and mind. Wherever I wander, wherever I rise, I find my hope in the love in your eyes. You saw me in the shadows when no one knew my tears. You counted every heartbeat across the lonely years. Your patience never wavered, your mercy never slept. You held my fragile pieces, the ones I never kept. And in the quiet moments, when all the world fell wrong, you carried me in silence until I found my song. Now every step I'm taking, your truth becomes my guide. I'm living in the freedom I found in your eyes. You rewrite every failure, you heal what I can't fix. You turn my broken history into a testimony mix.
Love in your eyes, Jesus.
Deeper than the sea.
Love in your eyes, Jesus.
Reaching out to me. A grace that never falters, a peace that never dies. I'm safe within the promise I see in your eyes.
Love in your eyes, Jesus.
Strong and truly kind.
Love in your eyes, Jesus.
Healing heart and mind. Wherever I wander, wherever I rise, I find my hope in the love in your eyes. Let every heart be humble, let every soul draw near. For in those eyes of mercy, there's nothing left to fear. A kindness everlasting, a truth that never lies. Our healing flows forever from Jesus' loving eyes.
Love in your eyes, Jesus.
Deeper than the sea.
Love in your eyes, Jesus.
Reaching out to me. A grace that never falters, a peace that never dies. I'm safe within the promise I see in your eyes.
Love in your eyes, Jesus.
Strong and truly kind.
Love in your eyes, Jesus.
Healing heart and mind. Wherever I wander, wherever I rise, I find my hope in the love in your eyes. Oh, yeah. Slow and emotional guitar riff, the sound of a weary traveler finding the path back to God. There were days I wandered far from who I used to be, Days I chased the shadows, thinking they could set me free. My heart was lost and empty, my footsteps out of place. I stumbled into darkness, trying hard to fill the space. But every broken moment kept turning me around, until your gentle whisper became my steady sound. You lit the road before me, you showed me where to go, and step by step your mercy began to lead me home. When all the roads were failing, when all the lights were gone, your love became the reason I kept on holding on. Love, lead me home when I had lost my way. Love, lead me home when I replaced the day. You lifted my head, you carried my soul, you opened the door and made my heart whole. Love, lead me home, I'm safe in your arms. Love, lead me home, away from the storms. Jesus, forever, wherever I roam, your love will always lead me home. I used to fear the silence, afraid of who I'd be, afraid that all my failures were stronger than your peace. But you rewrote my story, you washed my heart again. You gave me living water and called me your friend. You healed the wounds I carried, you held my trembling heart. You said that I was precious, a masterpiece of art. And now I walk in freedom as heaven's winds have blown. Oh, because your faithful love has truly led me home. When fear tried to claim me, when doubt became my song, your voice broke the darkness and said I still belong. Love, lead me home when I had lost my way. Love, lead me home when I replaced the day. You lifted my head, you carried my soul, you opened the door and made my heart whole. Love, lead me home, I'm safe in your arms. Love, lead me home, away from the storms. Jesus, forever, wherever I roam, your love will always lead me home. No more wandering through the night, no more running from the light. Your grace is where my heart can stay, your truth becomes the brightest day. I'm walking now with holy fire, with hope reborn and new desire. I'll testify wherever I go, your love, it leads me home. Love, lead me home when I had lost my way. Love, lead me home when I replaced the day. You lifted my head, you carried my soul, you opened the door and made my heart whole. Love, lead me home, forever I'll say. Love, lead me home, I'll follow every day. Jesus, your mercy will never let go, your love will always lead me home. Your love, it leads me home. A solemn piano, soft vocal hums, then a bright chord like a sunrise breaking darkness. Westlife harmonies rise. faith above the fear. The nights were full of trembling, the days were filled with doubt. My heart felt overwhelmed with things I couldn't figure out. Fear wrapped around my spirit like chains around my soul. I struggled just to stand again, I lost my sense of hope. But in the middle of the chaos, in the silence of my tears, you stood beside my weakness, you calmed my hidden fears. You told me I was precious, you held my shaking hand. You showed me that with you, my heart could truly stand. You didn't push me forward, you didn't rush my pain. You simply stayed beside me until I could breathe again. And in that quiet moment, when your love became so clear, my soul began to rise with faith above the fear. You are my strength in weakness, my courage in the fight. You hold my hand through shadows and guide me into light. And though the world feels heavy, you pull my spirit near. Your love becomes the reason darkness can defeat me, no sorrow can undo. For every step is strengthened by trust I place in you. And when my heart feels fragile, when doubt is drawing near, you lift my voice to victory with faith above the fear. Faith above the fear. When the thunder tries to roar, I am shaken nevermore. For you have gone before me, you hold my future clear. Your power lives inside me. Faith above the fear. Faith above the fear. Forever I will stay. Faith above the fear, held safely in your hand. Jesus, you are faithful, and victory is here. My life will always rise in faith above the fear. Soft humming, faith above the fear. Fade out. Soft strings swell, the gentle echo of footsteps. A piano enters like a guiding lantern in a dark valley. Westlife harmonized softly. Faith carries me home. There were days I walked in circles, lost in questions of my past. Days where every fragile moment felt too difficult to last. I tried to find direction, but the road kept turning cold. My heart was full of memories, some painful, some untold. I stood beside the river, where I felt too weak to cross, where the waters of confusion made me feel the weight of loss. But even in the silence, when I felt my strength was gone, your whisper reached my spirit and carried me along. You told me you were with me in the chaos and the calm. You held my trembling moments like a shepherd holds a lamb. And when the fears were louder than anything I'd known, your love became the power, and faith carried me home. You held me through the shadows, you walked me through despair. You lifted up my shoulders when life felt so unfair. And though my path looked distant, though I felt lost and alone, your promise stayed unshaken. My faith carried me home. Faith carries me home. Through the storm, through the night, faith carries me home. By the strength of your light, when the world feels like a battlefield and I'm worn to the bone, your grace becomes the wings, and faith carries me home. Faith carries me home. Faith carries me home. When I'm broken, when I roam, faith carries me home. I'm protected, I'm known. Jesus, you are with me wherever I go. Your love is the road where faith carries me home. I face the winds of sorrow that tried to steal my song. I fought the silent battles that lasted far too long. There were moments I felt empty, moments better days would come. But then your mercy found me in the darkness of my fear. You wrapped me with your presence, whispering I am here. You lit the path before me when I couldn't see ahead. You filled my heart with courage when hope felt cold and dead. You taught me faith is deeper than the feeling I hold tight. You taught me that your presence is stronger than the night. And even when I stumble, even when my strength is low, your love becomes the anchor, and faith helps me grow. I see the gentle footprints of grace in every place. I see the way you lift me with kindness and embrace. And now I walk with certainty, I'm never on my own. Your truth becomes my compass, and faith carries me home. You steady all my footsteps, you calm each anxious thought. You teach my heart to trust you in battles I have fought. You never leave me stranded, you never let me roll. Your hand becomes my safety, my faith carries me home. Faith carries me home. Through the storm, through the night, faith carries me home. By the strength of your light, when the world feels like a battlefield and I'm worn to the bone, your grace becomes the wings, and faith carries me home. Faith carries me home. Faith carries me home. When I'm broken, when I roam, faith carries me home. I'm protected, I'm known. Jesus, you are with me wherever I go. Your love is the road where faith carries me home. Let every mountain tremble, let every valley rise, for you are walking with me under heaven's watching skies. Let every burden lighten, let every shadow flee, for faith built on your promise will always carry me. And when my heart grows weary, when tears begin to fall, you lift me on your shoulders and carry through it all. No journey is too distant, no storm too strong to roam. When I am led by Jesus, my faith will carry me home. Faith carries me home. Through the trial, through the pain, faith carries me home. Like sunlight after rain, when I feel the world is heavy and I stand on shaking stone, your arms become my refuge, and faith carries me home. Faith carries me home. When the darkness hides the way, faith carries me home to a brighter, safer day. Jesus, you are faithful, forever you are known. In every breath I take, faith carries me home. A quiet organ chord, gentle guitar picks up steam. Our strings swell with warmth, voices come together. Faith in your grace. And when my courage ran out thin, I measured up my failures and wore sorrow on my skin. I look for ways to salvage what my hands can never earn. I tried to buy forgiveness, though I had nothing left to burn. The roads I walked were lonely, the mirrors cracked and dim. Each step a small reminder of where I'd fallen in. And then you came like morning, like a mercy on the wind. You covered all my brokenness and called my name again. You didn't ask for payment, you didn't mark the price. You opened wells of forgiveness that flow without disguise. Your grace became my refuge when my strength could do no more. A gift not earned or measured, open wide the door. You carried all my burdens, you sewed my heart in place. And now I stand in wonder at faith in your grace. You teach me to breathe freely when guilt would close my chest. You turn my searching into rest, my wandering into rest. And when the tides of judgment roll and voices call me lost, your grace declares my freedom and bears no hidden cost. Faith in your grace, more than law or fear can claim. Faith in your grace, I will sing my Savior's name. When the world tries to condemn me for things I did before, your mercy stands before me and says I'm loved once more. Faith in your grace, when the past would pull me down. Faith in your grace, you lift me from the ground. Jesus, you have saved me with tender, matchless love. My hope is born again by faith in your grace. There was a time I doubted if I could ever change, if broken dreams could prosper or hope could rearrange. I carried chains of habit, I stumbled in my pride, but your gentle forgiveness taught me how to hide no more. You met me in the ashes, you clothed me in new light. You filled my hands with purpose and turned darkness into sight. Your patience taught me how to heal each weary part. You wrote redemption's story across the pages of my heart. Now I walk with courage, not built on my own stead, but resting in the knowledge that your grace will lift my head. No fear of condemnation will silence what you've done, for Jesus paid the ransom and declared your children one. I'll live my life in service, I'll honor with my days, proclaiming far and wide the reason for my praise. That freedom found in mercy, the gift I can't replace. My life forever anchored by faith in your grace. You hold me in the morning, me through the night. You teach this wandering spirit how to dwell within your light. And when I'm tempted to return to ways that once enslaved, your grace becomes the pathway that sets me truly brave. Faith in your grace, more than law or fear can claim. Faith in your grace, I will sing my Savior's name. When the world tries to condemn me for things I did before, your mercy stands before me and says I'm loved once more. Faith in your grace, when the past would pull me down. Faith in your grace, you lift me from the ground. Jesus, you have saved me with tender, matchless love. My hope is born again by faith in your grace. Let the critics speak their words, let doubts attempt my peace. I stand within a covenant where all shames find release. You poured out for redemption, you wash my stains away. You give the light of morning to the shadows of my day. I'll offer up my weakness and trade it for your strength. I'll walk the narrow pathway, I'll travel every lane. Grace is not for perfect, it's the reason that I live. A truth that keeps on giving with more than I could give. Faith in your grace, my anthem, my refrain. Faith in your grace, my shelter from the rain. Soft piano, gentle pads, a slow rise of strings, like a new dawn breaking through a long night. Westlife harmonies whisper faith in your light. I've wandered through the shadows where the night refused to end, where every prayer felt distant and every moment felt pretend. The world grew heavy round me, the silence pressed my chest. I searched for any whisper of peace or quiet rest. My hands were trembling story of everything I lost. My heart was tired of fighting, my dreams felt tempest-tossed. But then your mercy reached me and caught me in the fall. A light broke through the darkness, a voice above it all. You didn't blame my weakness, you didn't judge the tears. You simply wrapped me gently and calmed my deepest fear. And though the path was hidden, though hope was far from sight, my soul felt something glowing, a faith in your light. You shine where I am shattered, you glow where I am weak. You speak in holy whispers, the truth my soul can't speak. And even when I stumble, you hold my future tight. Your love becomes my vision, my faith rests in your light. There were nights I questioned whether you could hear my pain. Wondered if my brokenness had pushed you far away again. But even in the silence, you were working in my soul, rebuilding what was shattered, making all the pieces whole. You taught me that the journey was more than what I see. You taught me that your promise lives deep inside of me. And when the tears kept falling with nowhere left to run, you made the skies break open. You turned my night to sun. Now every step is hopeful, though the battle still appears. For I am not abandoned, your presence stays so near. You led me through the questions, you held my heart united. And now I walk with confidence, with faith in your light. You speak where I am doubting, you rise where I am low. You guide my trembling spirit to places I must go. You turn my heavy darkness into something burning bright. My soul is held together by faith in your life, faith in your life. Guiding every step I take, faith in your life. Even when my heart may break, when the night feels overwhelming and my courage fades from sight, I'm carried by the power of faith in your life. Oh, faith in your life, brighter than the fear I face. Faith in your life, steady in your grace. Jesus, you are faithful through every day and night. My hope is found in faith in your life. Let every shadow tremble, let every worry fall. For you are standing with me, the light that conquers all. You break the chains of sorrow, you calm the winds of doubt. You lift my weary spirit and turn my inside out. Your radiance is holy, your love is pure and strong. In every silent question, you've been there all along. So even when the journey feels overwhelming still, your light becomes my answer, your faith becomes my will. Faith in your light, guiding every step I take. Faith in your light. Even when my heart may break, when the storms keep rising higher and I'm running out of fight, I'll keep on holding tightly to faith in your light. Faith in your light, brighter than the fear I face. Faith in your light, covered in your grace. Jesus, you are constant, my morning, noon and night. You lead my soul with faith in your light. Faith in your light, when I'm weary, when I'm strong. Faith in your light, forever is where I belong. You shine into my shadows and make the darkness bright. My heart lives on in faith in your light. Slow fade, soft harmonies. Faith in your A slow piano pressure, distant strings swell, a hush. Then the four voices breathe together. Faith keeps me standing. There were mornings when the sunrise felt like someone else's light, when every step I took seemed wrong and every plan not right. My heart carried the echoes of things I couldn't fix, a lifetime of small failures stacked behind the bricks. I walked through crowded rooms and felt invisible inside. I kept my smile as armor while my dreams went to hide. The world was full of motion, but my feet would hardly move. I prayed for steady footsteps, for courage to improve. Then in the quiet, softer than a dawn's first hush, you touched the edges of my fear and quieted the rush. You said, child, rise up slowly, I'm building something new. You laid your hand upon my heart and taught my hope to chew. Not quick but faithful, gentle, like a potter with his clay. You shaped my straying pieces and taught my feet the way. You didn't promise easy, but you said you'd hold my hand. You walked through every valley to bring me to this land. When the night grows heavy, when my courage falls, your whispered promises become my clarion call. You lift me from the ashes, you breathe into my song, and tender as a father, you keep me moving on. Faith keeps me standing when the wind would pull me down. Faith keeps me standing when the world would wear a frown, when the ground gives way beneath me and I'm tempted to fall. Your promise is the fortress, you answer to my call. Faith keeps me standing in the valley and in the fight. Faith keeps me standing. Faith keeps me standing morning, noon and night. Faith keeps me standing. Jesus, you are with me, you will not let me stray. By faith I am standing, held by sovereign grace today. There were seasons of replayed mistakes that haunted like a song. I tried to prove my value, but I clung to what was wrong. The mirror showed a stranger and I feared I'd never met. I carried shame like luggage with no certain end. But shepherd, you came searching, you chased me through regret. You tuned the broken music and gave me strength to get. You gave me hands to offer, you gave my feet to go. You traded shame for purpose, you taught my heart to grow. Now when the critics whisper about what I did before, I stand upon your promise, and I don't need to prove more. For grace is now my garment, and hope becomes my song. Each step becomes an offering where I finally belong. You turn my imperfect story into something bright. You make the darkness witness to your rising light. So when enemies surround me, when lies try to take command, I fix my gaze on heaven, where I hold your guiding hand. You mend my broken cadence, you steady trembling feet. You teach my heart to worship, though the circumstances beat. And when the future's hidden, when the path is long and thin, your faithfulness becomes the place where new life enters in. Faith keeps me standing through the fire and the rain. Faith keeps me standing through the valley, through the pain. When the night is full of questions and my voice is hardly heard, your presence is the promise that answers every word. Faith keeps me standing with a vision in my sight. Faith keeps me standing. Faith keeps me standing, holding fast to what is right. Faith keeps me standing. Jesus, you are constant, the truth that lights my way. By faith I am standing, stronger every day. So let the trials come like thunder, let the seasons test my will. I'm anchored in the promise that your faithfulness fulfills. You've walked the way before me, you bore my grief and shame. You rose and proved redemption more than any human frame. I will not be shaken by voices or by fear. I will lift my hands in worship, for my God is always near. When all illusions crumble and all idols fall away, your kingdom stands unmovable, your glory has its say. Faith keeps me standing.